Okay. Number 1.
3 and 4. What is that? Here's 1.
Start here. I know.
Keep disappearing.
Okay. I'll show you how to do an inspection. You know, you never stand in the front, ever.
Right.
Either on the side or on the back.
Right.
And it doesn't take a lot of smoke. And then just to keep in mind, it's really early for the bees.
Okay.
So they might be a little bit more flighty than they normally would be.
Okay.
Because it's really early. So
When I went out to mine yesterday, I kind of saw that. They were just like all over the place because I went out early in the morning.
Yeah, they do better at Dr. Pepper hours. 10, 2, and 4.
10, 2, and 4. Okay.
Early mornings, late evenings, they don't really care to be messed with.
All right. Unfortunately, that's the only 2 times I've been out there so far.
Okay, so when you open the hive, now typically if this wasn't on here, and you always make sure you open the lid away from you.
Okay.
Not like this.
Okay.
Okay. Because if they are flighty or aggressive, and you don't know, it keeps them going that way, and you can just.
Oh,
put it
okay.
back down.
Okay.
Okay. You see how they have this
Oh, yeah.
glued?
Everywhere.
Yeah, it works really well.
Is that better if try to ventilate it a little bit?
It's not, well, it helps, it does breathe, but I wouldn't call it a good ventilator. But it does help a lot with moisture and propolis buildup. You see bees out in nature, they do their own ventilating. They like this. They like to be sealed tight, compact. They don't have screen doors on the bottom of their hives, you know, things like that. So we'll stop right there. Okay, I always don't like to pull these because if your queen's on this side, it can roll her. I always like to go one in or this one.
Okay.
So that gives me enough room to space out the frames without rolling anybody.
When you say roll them, with just like.
It's so close to the wall in this frame that when you pull it out, the bees roll off of it.
Okay.
And if your queen's over there, she can get injured. So. And then when I do an inspection, I always start in the brood area.
Okay.
So that if I have to cut it short, I've already been at least the brood area, because that's your most essential area. It'll tell you the most.
Okay.
See, they're getting.
What else on your list needs an inspection?
Doesn't look like anything in this area has been marked. Except
In this circle?
Except number, is that 9? Green? Does that say 9 right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9. But
I was in 7 and 80 the other day. 7's the one I pulled the observation frames from.
Okay.
For the Honey Expo. 8, I could never find the queen, but there was lots of activity, but I never did come across her. Guess I could look.
5 has a star, and 4 and 6 says queen not seen. So this is a typical brood frame. It's usually food, honey, pollen, and then brood. And this is a little bit of cat brood. And the first thing I always look for are eggs.
The whitish color.
Okay, so I'll let you hold this in a second. This area right here, this is larvae. So this is probably about a week old right here.
Okay.
And then, have you seen eggs before?
just like little dots, right?
Yeah, they
Almost.
look like a really tiny grain of rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's... Yeah, so if you look... That cell right there, and you can hold it. Wait, let me make sure she's not on here. And put the sun inside the cell, it'll make it easier for you to see. But if you have eggs, especially if they're standing upright, you know you've had a queen in there at least the last 3 days. And she's laying. So even if you don't see her, you know she's in there. That one might actually have, let's see. And they're backfilling this side. So this is the brood area, you can tell by the color, see how dark brown it is. They're backfilling this brood area with honey, which means that they're running out of room to store food.
Okay.
And so they're entering the brood area. So these guys actually need a box. So they'll move that honey into that box and she'll have room to lay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you see, it's like all the way down here. You don't want them storing food in your brood area.
Okay.
Because it disrupts the number of bees that you'll have in your hive. Did you want to look?
Sure. Okay. All right.
And you can look at the bees too. So, but you can tell a lot about their health. So see, like, I don't know, have you ever seen deformed wing virus before?
Nah.
Okay.
So new at this, I wouldn't know it if I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that I'm here is I can get into the hive and take a look around.
And know
but
what's
then,
in there?
Then
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And these all actually look pretty good. You always want to look at your brood, at your larvae too. Your larvae will tell you a lot. They're trying to sting me. You always want it to be pearly white. You see how that's like real shiny white and has a really nice glistening. So the ones that aren't quite that size, they have like a little glisten white inside the cell. That means your brood is healthy. If it's any other color, like a yellow or a brown, you've got a brood disease. Okay, so you always want to see white, pearly white larvae. And I didn't bring a frame hanger. And you never leave your queen outside. You know that, right?
I would kind of assume.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. You don't need a lot of smoke either. It don't take much at all. See, this is a nice brood frame. See all that cat brood? See, they're backfilling all this. I'm being retarded. See, they're backfilling all this with honey.
That just means they need more room.
Yeah. They need more room for food storage.
And when you say that, when you say they need another box, do you mean a super or another
It depends on the keeper. I mean, you can do it however you want.
Oh, okay.
You can add another brood box, or you can add the shallow.
Okay.
It just depends on what you.
So it's a personal preference.
Correct.
Okay.
If I need to do more hives, make splits and things, I'll add a deep.
Okay.
So they'll fill it out, and then I've got that whole deep to use for resources.
Okay.
But if I'm just trying to keep this one going, I'll just use shallow supers.
Okay.
And I'll just stack as many as I need. But if you do that, you have to stay on top of them because they fill up pretty quick.
Okay.
And you don't want them swarming on you. And if they start swarming, I just split them.
Okay. If you find like I guess they're queen cells.
Yeah, normally a swarm cells will be down here. They're usually about 2 inches from the bottom and across.
Okay.
You've got a swarm cell. You got anything above that, they're normally supersedure cells.
Okay.
And it means something's wrong with your queen and they're replacing her.
Ooh.
You can still split. You can still separate her in another hive and keep her running, and they can raise another one as well. You can still go through that same process. Okay, or you can just leave it and let them just
Let
requeen.
nature take its course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Swiffer pads. Swiffer
Yeah,
pad for the.
I'm not a fan of those because they catch bees.
Yeah.
And if your queen was to run across this, I know a lot of people use them. I don't use them personally. So this frame has a ton of eggs on it, so I'll let y'all look at this one.
Okay.
Make sure she's down here. Yeah, both of these are laid up, so if you want to take it over to the sun,
Go.
you can look inside there and see a whole bunch of eggs.
Getting much pollen?
Okay. I see them all over the place. Good.
We're going to turn it that way. There you go. I always try to put them in the way you pull them out.
Okay. So
Because it kind of disrupts their...
like
Yeah. They know where everything's at. So kind of
Okay.
like they have to reorientate to where everything's located.
Okay.
in my case, it'd probably be a good idea to mark the one side then.
You can do that. Some people will draw a line, so when they put them back in, they stay in that same line. I don't do that because I move mine around in different colonies so much. You end up with all this like wonky stuff. But if you just have like 4 or 6 and you're just working on it, you can do that.
There she is.
You got her?
She's marked green, yeah.
She's
good.
green.
Yep. Looks good.
Y'all want to look at her? Let
I
them look
just-
at her. You're all right.
Oh, okay.
What number is that?
6. There she is.
Oh,
See her?
it's here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's pretty. That's good.
Wow.
I haven't seen any eggs, but I saw larvae. I mean, they're cutting back. This time of year, they're cutting back. The days are getting shorter, and they're getting more protective of their food stores too, I have noticed.
Mm.
Move these over. Look at this, they chew out this stuff. And so they've made a top entrance.
You got to replace it every now and then, or
Well,
Or-
it didn't get cut